Hey everyone, it's Mike again. I'm here on Sunday morning, afternoon. Is it? No, it's still morning. Doing a vinyl finds video. These are the latest things I have acquired in the past few weeks. So I'd like to go ahead and get started on that and show you what I found. This first one is one I had a coworker several years ago who would burn me these CDs of music he thought I would like, and he had heard that I liked this band, so he burned this, and I'd never heard of it before, but now I actually have it on vinyl now. This is the hardcore punk band Bad Brains with a Black Dots is the name of this release on vinyl. This is it's their first full recording session that they ever did. It's kind of a demo session that they did at Inner Ear Studios, just outside of DC, where they're from. It's got, I don't know, just a whole collection of their, it's basically every single thing. It's basically their live set is what this is back in the day. And this is every single song that they had written up to this point back in 1979. So is it 79 or, yeah, 79. So they're all kind of demo quality, but they sound great because it's hardcore punk, and who gives a crap if it's, you know, you don't want it to be overproduced or anything like that. It's pretty raw. It sounds like a live session. And Inner Ear Studios back then, they used a 4-track to do their recordings, and they did not have an isolation booth for the singer, HR. So they actually had him go out into the backyard and record the vocal tracks from the backyard. So that's pretty interesting. So when you listen to this, just imagine the singer being out in the back while the rest of the band is inside recording. So that's pretty cool. Bad Brains, I did not know this. A little trivia. They got their name Bad Brains from a song by the Ramones from their Road to Ruin album called Bad Brain. And that album was released like a year before this was recorded. So that's where Bad Brains gets their name from. I did not know that. Let's see, this got a lot of fantastic songs. It's got Pay to Come, which is my all-time favorite hardcore song ever by any band. And it's funny because it's a nice fast version of that song, but it's actually the slowest version that I've heard. Usually it's even faster than what's on here. On here it's really fast, but usually the song is much faster. The original recording that they did or whatever, the recording that's on the Band in DC compilation, that's my favorite recording, and it's the one that was released on 7-inch pretty recently. Pay to Come, fantastic. And this has got a bunch of songs I'll show real quick. It's got a bunch of songs from Rock for Life, Rock for Light, and it's got a bunch of songs from the self-titled one that they recorded in New York. So it's got a bunch of these songs, but it's also got like 8 songs that are not on these 2 albums, their first 2 albums. So let me turn down the volume of my work computer so I don't get email notification pings during this recording. This is the inner sleeve of Black Dots. Just some liner notes and photographs of the band. And the vinyl is just black vinyl on, and the label is very plain, just side A, side B written on there. But anyway, Black Dots, fantastic. I'm really happy to have this. Pretty much my favorite punk band, them and Circle Jerks, and just really happy to find anything by Bad Brains, especially back in the early hardcore punk days before they kind of transitioned over to more of like a kind of a crossover heavy metal kind of punk. I like this stuff the best. So Bad Brains, Black Dots. Then also in keeping with that, I also found another one. This is like something that's been on my want list for a couple of years now, and it's finally, I guess they've reissued or started printing these again. Bad Brains, Eye Against Eye. This is their 3rd studio album, released in 1986 on SST Records. This is the first time I saw the band live. 1988, they came to Gainesville, Florida, where I was attending college, and got to walk right down the street and go see them play live. And That was pretty freaking awesome. I love this album. It's got some great songs on it. This is when they started doing a little bit more of a thrashcore kind of sound, a little bit more heavy metal, a little just starting to venture into those waters. But the songs Eye Against Eye and Reignition are just fantastic, classic Bad Brains. I think this is the most successful Bad Brains album that they ever did, and it's really good, definitely worth checking out. Again, it's reissued, it's on SST here, this reissue, and it sounds fantastic, and I love this. Love this band. It didn't come with an insert. Love this band, love this album, Eye Against Eye, Bad Brains. So, very happy to have that. Staying in the punk genre, I also picked up Dirty Rotten Imbeciles, their first EP called Dirty Rotten EP. When I first purchased this back when I was in high school, I was a senior in high school, this was on a full 12-inch LP. It was called the Dirty Rotten LP, and they just released all these songs on a larger format. I went to order it recently because I don't have that copy anymore, and was pleasantly surprised to find that they re-released it on the original format, which was a 7-inch, and they called it the Dirty Rotten EP, and it's got 22 songs on this, 22 songs on a 7-inch piece of vinyl. Pretty amazing. And you wonder, well, how can that be? How can they possibly fit that many songs on a 7-inch record, front and back? And the reason why is because a lot of the songs are like 30 seconds long. So that's how. Love this. Very raw, very just fast as possibly can be. If you like fast punk and you want it to be faster, then listen to Dirty Rotten Imbeciles, because they are the fastest of the fast. Love this. It's just very, I don't know, it just cheers me up. Hardcore punk just always puts me in a great mood, and I love this. And it's got some great, this logo was actually designed by the drummer Eric for a high school project. They were assigned to design a corporate logo, and his corporate logo that he designed was a skanker. And they've used the symbol ever since as like their logo for the band, and he got a good grade. I think he got an A on it. So nice job, Eric. Anywho, Dirty Rotten Imbeciles, Dirty Rotten EP. Check them out. Love them. Their next release after this came out was called Dealing With It, kind of their first real full-length album. Dealing With It is just awesome. It's one of my all-time favorite hardcore punk albums. But anyway, DRI. Next one. I finally think I finished my Beach House collection. This is the last record that I wanted to get of theirs, and it was hard to find out of print at the time, and kind of pricey, up in the $100 range, and I wasn't going to spend that on a record. I'm just not going to do it. So I was pleasantly surprised to find that they must have reprinted some, because these were available and at a really good price. So this is Teen Dream by Beach House, their third studio album. It's kind of hard to see, but there's like a zebra print motif on this. Yeah, a bunch of zebras. The first song in the album is called Zebra, so I guess that's where they got the idea. It's a gatefold. There's all the song listings and whatever else you got there. Really nice. This is on Sub Pop, and Bella Union, which is the Cocteau Twins bassist, his label. They're the ones who distribute this in England, but in America it's on Sub Pop. So there's that. It came with a little fold-out insert, kind of pictures of Victoria and Alex here. Very rare to see their photos on anything that they release. And then the lyric sheet on the other side of this fold-out poster. It's a 2-record pressing here, so two slabs of vinyl. Doesn't feel like 180 gram, but whatever. It's really nice. Sounds great. The songs I like on this, Zebra, Walk in the Park, Used to Be, and 10 Mile Stereo are all really good songs. So Beach House, love them. Just saw them in concert a few weeks back, and it was just incredible. My girlfriend and I went, and we're just absolutely in love with Beach House. So it's cool to get. I don't know if I'm going to get their first two albums. The first two albums of Beach House are just, they really hadn't found their way, I don't think, in their sound. And I think Teen Dream was where they really started to get their sea legs, I guess, and sound like the Beach House that you hear today. So anyway, Beach House, Teen Dreams. Next one. This is a singer-songwriter that I've liked for a very long time, Linka. She's a Czech/Australian performer. Beautiful voice. This is her third album, Shadows. Her first two albums are kind of indie pop. One of her songs, Trouble is a Friend, was featured on a early season of Grey's Anatomy. I think that's where she kind of got her start, like as far as her notoriety. This is her third album. She was pregnant with her first child during the making of this. She had a baby boy in 2013, 2012, and this was released in 2013. And she wanted to make an album full of like really soft, quiet, lullaby kind of music, and that's essentially what this is. Her second album, called Two, is really good as well, but it's not available on vinyl, so I'm showing this one here because this is on vinyl, and it's a great album. Really just sweet, nice, gentle, lullaby, indie pop songs. Beautiful voice. There she is on the back there. I don't know. It reminds me, this album in particular reminds me, if you know Kate Bush, her song And Dream of Sheep off the Hounds of Love album. If you think about that song, the essence of that song, that's what this album is like. It's like And Dream of Sheep. It's just quiet, just beautiful, just a sweet album. I love this album. Linka, Shadows. This is the insert that came with it. It's like a little fold-out poster, and it's got the lyrics on both sides. So anyway, check out Linka. She's really nice, and I highly recommend it. The label there, it's the little rosy pink label, black vinyl. So anyway, Linka. Don't really hear anything about her. Don't hear about a lot of this stuff on the vinyl community. So hopefully I'm gonna get some people to get into some music that maybe they haven't heard before. This album, this actually is an EP, and this is something I found in the used bin at my local record store, and I had to pick it up. Let's Active, indie rock band from the 80s, kind of in the vein of like REM kind of sound. If you haven't heard Let's Active before, they're very much in the vein of like early REM. This is the Afoot EP, and it's got their number one, at least to me, the most notable song, the most recognizable song of theirs, Every Word Means No. And I remember hearing that on MTV way back in the day. Really great. Mitch Easter and his band. Let's Active, Cypress, or no, not Cypress, Afoot. I used to have the CD that had Cypress and Afoot, and I just always thought of it as Cypress Afoot. And I don't have that CD anymore, unfortunately, but I'm happy to pick this up, a 12-inch on IRS Records. The insert was just this little IRS deal here. This is an original, by the way. Nice flimsy vinyl, IRS. Let's Active, Afoot EP with Every Word Means No, which is a fantastic song. Next release here. This is one I've been trying to find. I saw it in the record stores, I guess, a couple years ago, the repressings or the reissues that they had out. And then it just, poof, it just disappears. And then you look on Discogs and it's like $50, $60, $70 for a used copy that I used to see on the record shelves for like $20. So I was waiting, and finally came across a copy on Discogs, somebody selling it at a reasonable price. They probably just had more reissues pressed, and that's why the price went down. This is Pixies with their first EP, Come On Pilgrim, on 4AD Records. Let's see, I thought I wrote down something that was interesting about this. So anyway, so these 8 songs, why these 8 songs? Originally, the band got together, with Gary Smith, who's the producer for a lot of like Throwing Muses stuff at Fort Apache Studios in Boston, and the Pixies are also a Boston band, just like the Throwing Muses. And Gary Smith had them come in and record a 17-song demo called the Purple Tapes, or the Purple Tape, and they submitted it, or somebody submitted it to Ivo Watts Russell, who's the guy who runs 4AD Records. And Ivo liked it. He said some of the songs were crap, but he liked it overall and wanted to sign them to the label. And the band wanted to release, most of those 17 songs and make a full album. And Ivo just picked the 8 best that he liked. And that's the songs that are on here. And it's got some fantastic songs, Caribou and Levitate Me and Ed Is Dead. It's got a lot of really great stuff, really just classic early Pixie stuff. It also, that 17-song demo tape included the song Here Comes Your Man, which every Pixie fan knows that song. Ivo thought it was too commercial, too shiny, glossy commercial, and didn't want to include it on this EP. So obviously it did show up a couple records later on their Doolittle album. But anyway, Come On Pilgrim, I love this. I'm so glad to finally have this. Now I've got the first 5 Pixies albums or records that I've always wanted to have, essential Pixies listening. Plus I got that Indie Cindy, which is really good too. Anyway, so that's the Pixies. What's next? Oh, it's just on 4AD Records, and it's black vinyl with just a little custom label there with the Pixies logo. No insert though. This next one is a little bit out of left field for me. This is a singer-songwriter that I've been listening to for a long time, since I lived back in Louisville, back in the, I guess, early 90s. Was it early 90s with this? No, what am I talking about? No, when I lived in, not Louisville, when I lived in Raleigh, excuse me. When I lived in Raleigh, like mid-2000s. So yeah, the dates are way off. I heard this song, I heard this singer sing this song called Breathless. I guess I don't remember where I heard it, from radio maybe. I don't really listen to the radio, but maybe it was like Sirius or something. But anyway, she's a British singer-songwriter. Her name is Corinne Bailey Rae. Just a gorgeous voice. I don't know. I'm just a sucker for, I don't care what kind of genre. If she's got a beautiful voice. I like Leanne Rimes. I like a lot of singers that don't really fit in my wheelhouse as far as genres go. But when it's a beautiful voice like this, it just cuts through all that. She's a British singer-songwriter. She started as an indie. She started her own like indie punk band, and she wanted to make music like L7. And stuff like that, and they just couldn't get signed to any labels in the UK. They just weren't interested. Finally, this one label was interested. Roadrunner, maybe, I forget what was the name. It was some label that had Slipknot, whatever the label that Slipknot was on. They were interested in signing the band, and then one of the members of the band got pregnant. The band broke up, and that fell flat. So she kind of changed courses and started doing this kind of really light soul, funk, jazz kind of light music, beautiful music. And God, her voice is just awesome. But she still kind of has her background in the indie stuff. When she does covers, she does a lot of covers of other various bands. And it's like Bjork, and she does Led Zeppelin, and she does, I think, Radiohead. She does a lot of different, different punk. Not punk, but different indie kind of selections for her covers that she does outside of her regular au revoir, which is, kind of this light jazz kind of music. But my girlfriend and I are going to go see her in concert. I think it's July, right around my birthday, I think. She's playing here in Chandler, and really excited to see her. It's going to be a really just nice, classy convention center or whatever in Chandler, and it's gonna be a beautiful show, and she's just awesome. I love Corinne. I love her music. This is the inside of her gatefold and the back side there, and this album sounds freaking amazing. The recording, there's a little thank you notes on the inner sleeve, and then liner notes on that side. I was listening to a Cocteau Twins record, Milk and Kisses, on my turntable. And it sounded, it sounds fine. It's Cocteau Twins, and it's their last album. And you expect the recording to be like the best of the best because it was their last album. And Robin Guthrie is known as like an amazing, music producer as well as guitarist. And so we were listening to that, and then we popped in this Corinne Bailey Rae album. Here's the label, black vinyl. We popped in this Corinne Bailey Rae album, and oh my God, it sounded like the band was right there in the room with us. And I know you get those experiences every once in a while, and this is one of them. This album sounds just absolutely fantastic in person. Just listening to it in on vinyl on your record, it just sounds like the band is right there in the room with you. It's just a wonderful recording. So if you're interested in this, if you listen to it, if you stream it, whatever, and you like it, definitely pick it up on vinyl because it just sounds way better than I remembered it, because I'd always had this on CD, and now I've got it on vinyl, and it sounds freaking awesome. So anyway, last record. This is an oldie from my past, from my college days. Really happy to see this on vinyl available. The Primitives, Lovely, their first album. British band, kind of indie dream pop, kind of in the vein of like the Darling Buds, if you know that band. Maybe the Sundays a little bit. This is their first release, and they also sound when they get kind of like loud and fast and fuzzy, they sound a little bit like Jesus and Mary Chain. But they're great, really fantastic pop, indie pop kind of music. The song Crash, the first song off this album, the first single, was featured in the movie Dumb and Dumber. So I'm sure if you heard that song, you would know instantly. Oh yeah, that's right, that's them. But it's got a lot of great songs. Spacehead is awesome. Dreamwalk Baby, Stop Killing Me, God, Run Baby Run. There's a lot of songs, and they're all freaking fantastic. The inner sleeve doesn't give much, just some liner notes there, and the song titles, and I guess who wrote the songs and who produced the songs right there. No lyrics. And this pressing is on blue translucent vinyl. So really nice. Really happy to have, really great. I showed the back of that. It's awesome. It's all that information. Anyway, blue vinyl. Primitives, lovely. This album is lovely, absolutely. Go check them out as well if you like that period of music. They're one of the best. Anyway, I think that's it that I wanted to talk about today. I'm sure I missed a lot of notes that I wanted to talk about, and it's too late now, but hope you all are having a great weekend. Next, let's see, let me give a concert update. I'm going to go see Bauhaus on Friday, this coming Friday. Taking the day off and going to go see them. This will be the third time I've seen them, spread out over several years. Really excited to see them. I saw the videos of them at Cruel World at the festival out in Pasadena, and Peter Murphy sounds fucking amazing. God, his voice sounds so better than I've ever heard it before, like live. Like all the YouTube videos I've seen in the past, he sounds like he's kind of like maybe losing it, like a lot of these artists are losing their voice lately. Not Peter Murphy. He sounds fantastic. If you're in the Tempe area or Phoenix area, go see them at the Marquee. That's where I'll be. I'll be in line early because I want to get up close and up front. It's general admission, the whole thing, so I'll be up front there seeing the band, and very excited. So I hope you all have a great, wonderful weekend. Love you guys. Thanks for supporting my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye.